it's February 14, 2016. My name is AnnaT von Li, aka Ashley T. Reed, Ashley T. Van Lee. Nickname Joe, tweeting annalilyashleyjane, aj7-lj13, jaz7-lj journal, etc. Okay, Tweety Joe, annalilyashleyjane. Okay, so yeah, I'm back from my room, and it's Valentine's Day. Okay, and I was just got back from the Freedom Raceway Mall, New Jersey. Every weekend I go there. Okay, so either Starbucks or Barnes & Noble or the mall. Okay, the Freedom Raceway Mall, New Jersey. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna recap. I had mentioned in about the definition of love and lust. Okay, that was a esoteric message or a direct message to somebody you know. Okay, yeah, definitely. So and then I mentioned about some of the movies like the man from Uncle. Okay, 2015 movie, and it's a remake of a TV series in 1964, so it's esoteric message there. I think I met the real the sons. Okay, I think. Okay, so it's a portrayal somehow. Okay, and then I mentioned too about my what I blogged about in my social network like Facebook, Picasso, Flickr, and YouTube, and all the rest. Okay, and most recently was some of the movies like The Kingsman that I've been watching, and I was curious because the name one of the characters was named Gary Eggsy, okay, Unwin, and then I looked up that name Unwin, and sure enough it's a royal peerage and it's a knighthood, and that surname, the family name, is of nobility, and they were it's across the board, so they own like estates, lands, and they had a lot of created titles and stuff like that. And also the variation of the name, okay, is guess what? Okay, Alvin, like Alvin and the Chipmunk, I found something about that, and Aldo, and variation of that, Aldius, which is a short form of Aldo Bernini. Okay, and so I blogged about the family name, which is a great apple Illuminati name, and it's actually two distinct families together that makes up Aldo Bernini, the Greco and the Nero. Okay, and they're nobility, and there's an two offshoot branch, which is Palmiro, and Scully. And so I mentioned that I had met, okay, in my rig yearbook, first rig yearbook called Thorn. Okay, it's my two yearbook is rigged because the royal, Great Apple Illuminati baby, East and West, that got taken, obviously. And so some of the people in my life were illuminated in Great Apple, and part got taken too, like piano, and I believe this is Scalise, okay, right here, Thorn. And in the book, in the book, I had mentioned, okay, I showed you Mr. Scalise. I like him, okay, he was pretty cool, shy but cool. I like him. Okay, and so maybe he got taken because yesterday when I blogged about that, the whole name and everything, also in the WCBS radios, CBS news radio, they had mentioned Justice Anthony or some Antonin Scully had just died of natural causes. He's 79 years old, so it might be like 1979. So something about that. That's weird. So maybe perhaps he's the real deal. Vincent Scullis, the real branch offshoot of Aldo Bernini, and perhaps got taken like Carmen Piano. Okay, here's Carmen Piano. Let me see piano. Let me see here. Okay, here's Carmine Piano. Right there, this one. That's Carmine. Okay, so I saved him, like, obviously, because he's wrapped up with a pen. Trump pen and everything. And then I also mentioned, okay, within that the mentioning of Aldo and the variation Unwin is Alvin and Aldo, okay. It's linked up to Scott Willer because the Baron Wills, okay. One of the variation of the name of Aldo, Alvin, Unwin, okay, is solo, okay. I mean the variation. So there's a connection somewhere, okay, with the whole solo, okay, and it's also in Italian and a noble name too. Solo, Solars, like Han Solo. There's where you get your Han Solo in Star Wars too. So within that family name, the variation of that name is diligent or diligine, okay, which is also a nobility family of counts, bishops, and knights. And within that family name, okay, there was a Baron of Wills. And guess who I know? Wills is a variation will, okay? W-H-E-E-L is a variation of well. Weller, Willer. Guess who I know? Scott Willer. Okay? And this is Scott Willer. Okay, he was cool too. Okay, right here. Scott Willer, the Gooch. Okay? He was pretty cool. We flirted or, it was innocent because I was a child. Okay? Teased, and you know how kids tease. I guess he likes me because we tease each other and make fun of each other. So that I know. So I thought him. So I want to shout out to both Vincent Scalise and Scott Willer right here. Right here. Okay? And Scalise. And Scalise. Okay? He didn't put in his any nickname. Let's see the real one. There you go. So I want to shout out to that, and I want to say have a great Valentine's Day. So yeah. So I think everybody that came into my life, there's a reason for that, and this is the reason. So have a good Valentine's Day. I surely will. Okay. And I'm gonna go to the next clip.